The fan in Dallas, Dez is coming off a disappointing season and said earlier this year he will not take a pay cut. The report also says the Cowboys were interested in signing Sammy Watkins, and if they did that, Dez would already be gone. So, Skip, how will this end?
Maybe I am about to speak more with my heart than my head, but my gut feeling is that tomorrow in the Dallas Cowboy office of one Jerry Jones, a tearful farewell meeting is going to take place between one Jerry Jones and the player he has too often and to a fault treated like a son, Dez Bryant. I believe that the #1 roadblock next year to the Dallas Cowboys getting to the Super Bowl is Dez Bryant. I believe he has to go. I believe it's time to throw up the X on Dez Bryant. And I just have a gut feeling, and maybe I'm hoping against hope, that this is it, that Jerry has finally seen the light, and he's going to thank Dez for all that he's done, and he's going to hug him and pat him on the head and send him into the sunset in Dallas. Can fix Dez Bryant, who became a broken down shell of himself, not just last year, but the year before. And I believe the biggest reason for the Dallas Cowboys going only 9-7 last year was the demise of one Dez Bryant. I'm going to remind everybody, they threw him the foot, Dak threw him the football 132 times last year. Through adding. That was more than a fourth of the throws that Dak attempted to make. That's a lot of passes to throw in that direction. And Dez Bryant caught only 52% of them. That's not very many of 132 if you only catch 52%. And he led the NFL in drops. That was the were forced by Jerry Jones, had no other choice but to take a pay cut that he would ever be happy with said pay cut. I think he would pout because he's Dez Bryant. I think he would make waves because that's what he's always done. And I think he would be an that we have to revisit Dez's contract and Dez's situation. And then the other music to my ears was that just lately it's been reported that the Cowboys were at least in the Derby trying to get Sammy Watkins. Well, help part ways with one Dez Bryant. And then I thought it was very significant that the other day, Babe Laufenberg, who for 25 years has been the color analyst on the in-house Cowboy-run radio broadcast of the team, Babe Laufenberg, who once played Dallas quarterback for the Cowboys, started the first playoff game under the Jerry Jimmy regime against the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. And I know him, and he's really a smart guy, but he went on a Dallas radio show last week, and he blasted Dez Bryant just the way you have been blasting him. And I don't think Babe would have done that if he didn't feel on solid ground that this is about to come to an end. Because his big critique was, remember the Seattle game, third quarter, it's a that you understand there's the gap. So just sit, sit hard right there, and I'm going to hit you right in the numbers. And Dez continues to drift, and he drifts away from the football, tipped up in the air, and KJ Wright gets it and goes the other way. And it really turned the whole football game. Well, I saw this again and again happen. You saw the play at Denver off his hands that went for the other way.
And then Talib picked him up in the end zone.
So all the signs point to no more Dez Bryant. Does Jerry have it in his heart to do this for his football team when his heart is telling him, stay with him, he'll figure it out, he'll pull out of it? I don't think his body will pull out of it. So I am hoping, maybe against hope, that tomorrow will be the end of Dez Bryant.
I agree with everything you just said. My only problem is, Skip, you could have had the Cowboys played their last game the first week in January. Here we are 3 months later. You could have had this conversation. Normally, this is the conversation that you have before free agency starts. Let me tell you something, Skip. My last year in Baltimore, I went to the Pro Bowl. Now, I saw Ozzie. This was in 2002 because we're in New Orleans.
Ozzie Newsome,
general manager.
Yep.
This was when the Patriots were playing the Rams in the Super Bowl. So I saw Ozzie at an event. He say, boy, when you get back from the Pro Bowl, give me a call. Get back from the Pro Bowl, I call him. He said, boy, what you going to do? I said, honestly, Oz, what you think I should do? He said, boy, you went to the Pro Bowl. You led all tight ends in receiving. If you still want to play, you still can play. I said, okay, I want to play. He said, now, you know we drafted Todd #1, and we want him to have a chance to play. So we're going to Todd Heat.
Yep.
We're going to release you. He says, now, if you don't find anything you're liking, circle back with us. But I just want you to know I want to give you an opportunity to get a head start, and because I think you can start. And it's going and I don't want Todd bruh, you good. Because what you did by giving me an opportunity in 2000 was go ahead and secure O'Shea Sharp. So I'm good. You ain't got to explain nothing to me, but I appreciate the courtesy. Skip, they could have did this with Dez. Say, Dez, we're going to release you at the start of free agency because we're going to move in another direction. They
could have, I agree.
Now you have an opportunity to have some more money to go at Sammy Watkins, because I believe Sammy Watkins would have preferred to play in Dallas. That might not be true, but I believe. But when the money is so vastly different, Skip, look, I love America's team, but I love money more than I love America's team, and Kansas City had more of it. That was my thing. I was always concerned about this, that they were going to try and box him in. Free agency's come and gone. Here we are 2 weeks from the draft, Skip. You don't hear about a whole lot of signings right now. So they were trying to box him in, and it seems like Dad was unwilling to move off of his ledge. Says no, no, no. So this left Jerry no alternative. Skip, when your quarterback, when he throws in Dez's direction, his completion percentage goes down, his QBR goes down, his INT rate goes up. What is that telling you? He's throwing the ball because coverage dictates this is where he should go with the football. But when you don't get the results, you got one-on-one, and Dez's supposed to be your #1 guy. And when they don't travel, when they don't say, well, hey, you just happen to be on that side, okay, you take him. When they don't flip-flop their corners, now I get it. Some teams, Jacksonville, they got good guys, they don't have to flip-flop. Denver, they don't have to flip-flop. But most teams don't have two dominant corners. They take their best corner, put on the best receiver. I believe, as you believe, that this is the end of Dez Bryant's tenure in Dallas.
So the problem is, to your point, the reason it's been dragging on is there's no obvious replacement right now for Dez Bryant. You know, I'm
if you go ahead and release him at the start of free agency, you free up that money so you know exactly where you are. You can't hope, well, Dad's going to come around and take a pay cut. He's basically told you that that was something that he wasn't willing to do. You hoping. See, well, Dad's going to do the right thing by the team. No, Dad's not. Dad's going to do the right thing, in which he should do the right by Dez Bryant. And don't worry about the team, because guess what? We see with the team, they're about to do what's in the best interest of their team. But, Skip, you could have had money, extra money, to throw at Sammy Watkins and make it tough.
You could have.
But when the money is so vastly different, I mean, it's not like Kansas City is a dive. You look at what they got as far as running back, as far as tight end, one receiver. Sammy Watkins looking like, whoa, wait a minute. And they're going to double you up on the money? This makes no sense. It makes a lot of sense to Sammy Watkins to go to Kansas City. But if you get that $12.5 million, or that what is it going to be, $16 million off the book, think about it, $16 million cap here. If you get that off the book, Skip, you got a lot of money now to play around with, and you know exactly where you are.
So the Cowboys were stuck going after 2 bargain basement receivers, Allen Hurns, Deontay Thompson, and they could maybe draft some. They might draft somebody in the first round.
Correct.
I have no idea, but at least that's plan B and C.
Right.
But plan A, I think, in Jerry's heart of hearts, was still to rehab Dez Bryant, to try to get him back to being Dez Bryant of 2014 when Jerry gave him 5 years, $70 million. And now Jerry, I believe, is ready to part ways. And for me, no Dez next year is better than some Dez. Right. Just no Dez. If you just figure it out with Allen Hurns and Deontay Thompson and whoever.
Well, if you'd had made this decision earlier, you could have maybe gotten Sammy Watkins and still drafted a receiver. Skip, they need playmakers.
They do.
You can never have enough of those playmakers.
Yep.
So you get Zeke back now. You got Sammy Watkins on one side, and maybe you draft a receiver in the first round, say Calvin Ridley or the guy more that you like.
Yeah, but everything that you're saying is reasonable.
Okay.
Reasonable. And now they're stuck with, they have only one run after catch threat.